So we've got lots going on in the shop today. I've got the Corvette chassis I'm still working on. I've got this cool little rat rod. It's like a Model A style. So a couple things today. Whoever installed suspension on this car didn't install suspension. They actually had shocks mounted, but no springs. And you can see how much of the weld was holding. None. Oh yeah, a little bit right on the top was holding. So these broke off immediately, and the body was riding on the axle. You can see how that brake line got squished right in between there, which is great for braking, but also provides a little cushion in the suspension. So they didn't put any springs on. So we're gonna give him about a 2-inch drop, 1 inch lower than that. They had, this was the body. You can see where it was rubbing on the axle. It was riding on the axle. That was what they had. And what I've done here is I've notched out another 4.5 inches for some spring travel. I've just clamped pieces of tube on there to hold it there. So that's, once the springs compress with the weight of the car on, they should go up another inch. I've got the springs, I've got one mocked up. I've got it at a 15-degree angle, which is kind of the minimum, and it's really all I have room for. So that will lose a little bit of the strength of the spring, but I've got extra heavy springs in here anyway, so no big deal. And that angle just keeps the axle from floating around left to right a little bit. So we're going to do a Panhard bar on this one anyway, but it's always nice to have things done right. So these were the old shock mounts. You can see that's the weld that was on there. If you can see that, there's like maybe a 1/2 inch total that was actually holding. Just awful workmanship. I can fix it. I'm not worried about it, but it's just sad to see what's out there. So yeah, if you're gonna put suspension on a car, put suspension on a car.